In case you didn't hear, AOC documented the squalor her abuela in Puerto Rico was enduring, claiming the lack of aid was Trump's fault. She was very upset about it. I'm surprised she didn't go to a parking lot for a photo shoot. I would think that AOC would be happy for her grandmother. I mean, thank God her grandma wasn't in New York in a nursing home, because she might have had bigger problems. In our state, we took care of a lot of abuelas. And when I mean take care, I mean in the mobster sense, we took care of them. Just got a report that prices have gone up by 5%. I'd say that Biden was Jimmy Carter 2.0, but that's not fair. Carter actually won his election. Hey, a global summit. Damn, where did I leave my bowling ball? Whoa, check it out. 2 fake doctors. So what'd I tell you? First pitches, magazine covers, 5 TV spots a week, highest paid government employee, $1 million awards. I got 2 upcoming books. They're talking Dustin Hoffman for a possible movie. And all I had to do was just give up Trump. They'll never turn on me. Oh, hang on a second. I'm getting an email. It seems like, quote, America's doctor is actually more like China's doctor. We've seen Fauci's emails, and now Fauci's book has to be scrapped. Not because of the emails, it just turned out that somebody already wrote The Island of Dr. Moreau. He can still do the book, he just needs to take OJ's book title. If I did it. Remember, Fauci definitively rebuked Trump, saying that the virus had to come from bat soup or something.
This morning, Dr. Anthony Fauci is shooting down theories that the coronavirus was man-made.
Meanwhile, the idea that a deadly new flu couldn't possibly come from the flu factory down the street was a debased, forbidden opinion. But since we know that lab workers were hospitalized just before the outbreak, no, actually it wasn't bat soup. It was more likely that it was gain-of-function soup.
So a framework has been now established to guide funding decisions on proposed research that might be anticipated to create, transfer, or use enhanced potential pandemic pathogens.
And now he's saying that attack on him is an attack on science. You mean like the science that gave us gain of function? Yeah, I guess that is under attack. And maybe we'll stop attacking him when he stops beating the shit out of Occam's razor.
As attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
It's all been science, like when he was yucking it up with Cuomo.
Oh, Governor Cuomo did a great job. He had the worst death rate in the world.
No, you misconstrued that, Senator, and you've done that repetitively in the past. They got hit very badly. They made some mistakes.
They got hit very badly. They made some mistakes. Mistakes. It is true, we've made some mistakes. We made about 15,000 mistakes. What can I say? You win some, you lose some. There's a humanitarian crisis at the border, but don't worry, Kamala's on it. She made cookies.
I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
Let me be absolutely clear. Do not come. You hear me? I know we strongly hinted that you should come. We promised benefits if you did. And the media pretended you weren't coming, but now that you have arrived, it looks really bad. So don't come. At least not until the next election, where we hint again that you should come. But for now, don't. Just go away. Hopefully that clears up everything.
We put a button.
Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
Oh, that went well. We're going to the border. We've been to the border. You haven't been to the border. Here, have a Kamala cookie. I understand now why the cookie has a blank face. It matches her answers. I think this was a case of accidental journalism. She and the entire Biden-Harris spin team had over 2 months to come up with any plausible BS reason to an extremely obvious question. And she had nothing. I think Lester in the Tank Holt had to believe that they finally had an answer. And I think he's shocked that she didn't. And I think she's equally shocked that he would ask. That's how corrupt things are. And then there's Hunter Biden's text where he liberally used the N-word. I don't actually think he's a full-blown racist. I think he was trying to be funny. But he's still a toilet brush of a human being. And as we know, the toilet brush doesn't fall far from the toilet. Of course, this is an enormous story. And if it was a Trump kid, Trump and his entire family would be hounded for weeks to comment. The press secretary, every prominent Republican would need to come out with a full statement of total condemnation. A full month of segments on white supremacy would ensue. But with Hunter, well, And lastly, remember, Trump tear-gassed a protest just so he could photo himself with a Bible. Yeah, that ended up being false. So you see how this works, right? Tell a politically charged lie at the most relevant, most pivotal, most damaging, and consequential moment. Let that virus spread all over. And then walk it back slowly months later at the most inconsequential, least relevant, least pivotal moment, where people can't even remember the original lie. And who knows if they'll even remember that it was proven false. So now we have Russia collusion, peeing prostitutes, fine people hoax,
drink Clorox hoax, Trump's lying about the lab, Trump's lying about a pending vaccine, Hunter Biden's laptop, Russian bounty story, and Trump Bible photo op hoax.
and that's not even everything. So this is the world we're dealing with now. UFOs are real, but doubting the credibility of the mainstream media, that's insane. But given the track record, maybe you should judge for yourself. When the media screams conspiracy theory, it's more likely they just mean theory.